on that. What can you do? And then remind me after the market opens, what I wanted to show you about the COT reports if I forget. Still have about a minute and a half. I can pull it now and then. All right, here we go. 30 seconds. Luis, good morning. The market's sitting right on the VWAP. 39.58 is the VWAP, and it's basically just sitting right on this VWAP right now. All right, there's the open. A little bit of strength there off the open. Let's see if these buyers are going to step up. Nice. First target up is going to be that 67. Buyer's still looking good. See, the breadth opens up a little bit negative, but we've got overnight inventory pretty much 100% net short. And you get a nice little pop right there. Where am I stop at 84? Try to ride this thing up. Let's see. Well, we can do what we did on Friday, which seemed to help a little bit.
Good morning.
Okay.
Hey, what's that chart on the top right over there?
Time and sales. So the first trade, the first target was that 67, but that one's already kind of gone now here. But the next target up's gonna be that 74. And that would kind of put us at like a 4.2 risk to reward because we've already moved our stop up to 64, and the entrance was 61 there. But what we can do is try to see if we can get in on one of these pullbacks if there is one. A little overhead volume here. We did this on well, I did this on Friday in the Discord. My uncle was saying like that he had like a very similar trade on, and he liked that I put on there because it showed him like the target, I guess, for the targets. I want to see. I want to see buyers step up and kind of back and fill this area here.
Hey, good morning, Brad.
What's that?
Hey, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
What's that chart on the top right?
I'm in sales.
Mhm.
All right, let's see if we can maybe get filled right here around the 64. My stop got taken out just. Uh, oh, I think we're still good. That's only 1.2. We're gonna have. We'll have to use. So coming down back here below the open. Would be the one tick below the open. So this is the trade that I'm looking for now. We couldn't break the open. Now I'm looking to get long around this 62 with my stop being just below the open, and I'm going to be targeting the settle. So the breath is continued cooling here. Change this back to 1 day. That is fun. The tick is looking like it wants to get above 0. If we can get up here on the 62 and I get this positive tick above 0, I'm be jamming on some oop, back below the open. Oh, that's not going to stay like that. You can add characters to your. I'm going to get this out of the way. Let me know if this is distracting. I can move it as well. Or not have it. A little bit of short covering there. We're right at the VWAP, this 58. So there is some opportunity down here as well. If we continue to get volume and we start to see the breath pick up, and you can see the weighted ADs ticking down pretty good right here. Tick failed to climb above 0, and now we're back below the open. There's good odds that we trade at least down to this 52 here, which isn't much lower, but there's that poor low from the previous low, from the Globex low, excuse me. I think this might be a go with a low here. Makes it half. Forget to target. So we have two kind of possible setups in my mind. I think this is a go with a low. I think you get the opportunity to kind of go with this a low if we break, and then just manage the risk tight, like right behind the open, or even if it goes into profit right away, I would probably get tight on that because it's a breakout trade. Breakout trades you want to manage risk a little bit faster. Before I get looking for the upside, really, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see the market climb above like where all this volume came in into this weak spot and start to shake out some of these shorts. We do have a negative breath. It's picked back up. The tick just doesn't look as weak as you know as it could be, I guess, if the market wanted to break lower. We are getting a lot of volume down here, and that kind of increases the odds that we're going to break lower. Nasdaq's not looking super strong. Nasdaq actually looks like shit. The Nasdaq and the ES both liquidating right after VWAP, and the Dow is much above its VWAP due to Disney's. Pretty much. Yeah, that's why this is why I like, like I'd like to get short here just against the open, but I think you're gonna you'd have to just take it over and over and over and over. Like I think you're gonna get back ticked like 20 times. You just have to be in and in and in and in and in and in and in until it breaks. Or you'll just miss it. Or that and it might not even happen, which is what's kind of weird here is all this volume lower like this normally leads to at least a little flush, but you're just not getting that. Back above the open here. Yes, Nasdaq both right back at their VWAP. I mean, really above 62, this thing should probably maybe there's some resistance on 64, I guess. It's like 62 is probably the ticket. If this thing can establish here, we could get our long trade rolling. Watch this right here, 63, where this 1012 is at. Nasdaq popping up into resistance here a little bit. A little bit of a bounce off the VWAP. Right back to the VWAP here. Some offers starting to stack. It got above zero right there, but no continuation, not able to hold it. Like volume's coming down. There's so much selling going on right now. Crazy. But look at the tick. The tick doesn't really kind of represent that. The breadth does. The breadth has gotten a little bit more negative. You can see tech holding green, healthcare holding green, financials green, consumer discretionary red, but you've got 27, 15, and 10% right there. So that's that's all. This is almost 50% of the market. Tech's trying to go red. This is a tough one, guys. I mean, like I said, I think it's a go with if it breaks the low, but above that 52, really, I think there's opportunity. Like it's almost like all these guys are getting short. They didn't even get back to the low there, and before they ran out of volume and they gave the VWAP up again. So it's really hard to be in a trade like around this spot, and this could be kind of from that entry to this entry is kind of like our don't diddle in the middle area. We're really looking for the market to get up here to get going or get below this level to get going short. So just a little bit of shorts too short there. The market pops, covers some stops, and then comes right back to the VWAP. Little Paparuski there. Little stops come out. Here we go, 63. Oops. About to see what we can get here. Good. Nasdaq still going. Nice. And because the trade worked right away, we can move our stop to 62.5 and just trail it up from there. Or 62.5. Half is here. YouTube's getting invaded by fucking bots. Okay. YouTube's getting invaded by fucking. It's closer. Hmm. Damn, I think I kind of want to add right here. Yeah. Long from 58? Nice. I got long from 58.75 and then added one on 61 quarter. I might pop one off right here. I added one on 64.75, so I might pop it off right here. Just take 3 points for the ad and then keep the runner going. Weighted ADs flipped positive. The breath has cooled off quite a bit. We finally got that tick above 0. Like to see that tick get above 600. See if we get any relative strength up here. It does look decent. It doesn't look. We got a couple stops there. Let's see if we can keep it going. So now's the time where you probably want to manage a little bit of risk. And I would say you're probably safe to move your stop up to, well, I don't know. That's kind of a retracement right there. I would say 64 though.
Going down.
Are we?
From 70. Yeah, it might break up to like 74, 76, and then back down
And then
probably.
it's a
I think
crash
it's gonna be
risky, huh?
balanced. Yeah, I think it'll be a balanced day.
Uh, well, as long as we can get 74. Hey, Jared.
Okay. Yeah. 74. Woo.
But I think we're going higher, if I'm being honest.
I
Like,
haven't been in. I just got in. What do you think we're going up to?
well, it depends if we get accepted above that 70 level, I think, or 71. I mean, we could even use the settle. That's a little high though. If we get accepted over the 70 level, I think honestly that the market could trade to this 92.75, and then if it breaks the 92.75, like I said, we're going to 40.50. But we may be in store for some balance today, but uh, it kind of looked like the sellers had their chance early on, and they just didn't. They fucking it's like their job was a fucking builder because they were just fucking throwing up bricks all day. So
It's only
It's
15 points away from there, though. They could have been like, all right, we already easily got them. Let's let them trap themselves real quick, and then we're gonna drive them down.
yeah, yeah. It just depends how the response off of, because you got to think overnight inventory is short and we're above overnight inventory. So how many of those people that are short from overnight are getting nervous right now? And if you look at the overnight profile, right? I mean, the stem up here, so it's pretty much of a liquidation. It could have been old business selling, but there's going to be momentum traders in there for sure. Especially if you pop this bad boy out, you can see it just fucking traded down lower every time, but then all of a sudden got stopped out. A period tried. I mean, they tried their fucking hearts out. You know, God bless them. But they just, they could not do it. Um, and in they just look so fucking weak. But buyers don't really look that strong either because we didn't even get up to the settle. So there's that. But I think that you're probably on a good track with that balance statement. I think balance is probably due. I just think the balance should be a little bit higher. I mean, I guess as long as it's above the 39.22, it's still good. Oh shit, you were on the ES? Oh, happy surprise, yeah, but just yeah, don't press your luck.
I've been there. I was telling Stacy's that the other day. I was like, man, I remember one time I put on 30 watts. And all of a sudden I was up like 6 grand. I was like, nice, that was a good trade. I look, it was on my real account. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. That was a
So
few
you're on your
months ago.
sim?
Yeah. I was like, that was a few months ago. I go, but then again, I could also remember a time where I put on 30 watts and I lost and I blew my account and I was pissed because I didn't know it was my real account. You know?
Yeah, you've had more like errors or issues
Oh,
like than anyone I've ever met my entire life.
a million times.
More than my dad too. And my dad's, you know, he's not really
Blue's old.
on a computer every single day like you are. I mean, he's on a computer at work, I guess. Well, now he is, because
Yeah.
he, I mean, that's what he does for his work. But
Yeah, he's been trading good, huh?
yeah, he has been doing really good.
Brad, you think we could pop up and take the highs from the weekend and then come back down like 39.99, 50? And there's a daily level, and that's the weekend highs up there.
39.99.50, like take the high first.
I don't know. I'm just asking. You think we'll go that way?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the upside. And while the market's really just kind of chilling out here for a second, it's basically just right at its half back. So this is what I was talking about, and I want to pull up. Well, we can just look at it like this. Okay, so this is a COT report, the Commitment of Traders report that gets reported as of 11:15. So we go over to here 11:15. 11:15 was that big up day we had. Well, that big up day, look what was happening. They were short covering. Asset managers or institutional money was hovering short. So they're negative 83,000 contracts that they sold, that they closed out that day, right? Or that they finished compared to last Tuesday. So they've got rid of 83,000 shorts in the last week. That's a lot. To me, it feels like a lot. Plus, not only did they cut that many shorts, but they added longs. It would have been nice to see this as an 83 and not an 18, because that would have been a complete flip-flop and we would have been like, oh shit, it's game time. But we're not completely sold on the upside. I'm not completely sold on the upside, but I am sold on the fact that big money is not selling here, which means that this thing's not going to break a low yet. And this day, right, was after the 15th, this big down day. So maybe this is different. We'll have to wait till we see the next report, see what they did on this day, Maybe they added short. I fucking doubt it. I bet they short covered even more here, and that's why the market popped back up, which is more weakness, old business, old business. So that's why I'm not sold on the long side. When I'll get sold on the long side is when we see some real buying. Naturally, leveraged funds has no idea what they're doing, right? They're trading against the market. Dealers are just kind of a mix of both here. They added a bunch of shorts, but that's because they have to eat all the leveraged positions. But that's kind of what I'm thinking here this week, is that the market is not, the only people selling are weak-handed traders, and weak-handed traders really aren't strong enough as long as there is a bid in the market, and there is a bid in the market. We saw that, 18,000 contracts bought on the long side. There's a bid in the market there. But we're just not seeing the extra buying or the follow through buying. So there's some opportunity here. Sellers might be getting a little bit too short on this 64. Careful. I think they might be. But there's some opportunity there, like, because or we know there's a bid there because they're still buying 18,000 contracts, right? So like, yeah, they might not be buying, they might not be buying everything, but this low that we had was an emotional low, right? A news-based low that got kind of bought up, right? Or short covered. So if if long-term traders are taking profit on their shorts, kind of makes me feel like the upside might be the direction temporarily, at least.
I tried to get filled at 63.75.
I got filled at 64 quarter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, just touch me. Touch me.
0.59. The bot got into a put.
Interesting. Cancel order.
That's my uncle's bot that got into a put, not mine.
I know.
Oh.
Hey.
I am the algo. I say we're going up.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the algo now.
Sorry, the trap has spoken. There's no supply. What does he say in Jingle All the Way? What's that catchphrase?
Oh, it's turbo time.
Yeah, it's turbo time.
So would this be considering diddling in the middle right here, Brad?
Mm-mm.
No.
This is fucking.
This is buying. Close your eyes.
The middle's down here. The middle's below 62 and 58. Actually below 62 and 55, really that low. I don't even.
We're gonna go back down. But to what?
Market down ticks one tick. Oh, told you.
No, bro, I'm telling you.
I mean, you're always telling.
I think we're gonna go down to 56.
50, right to almost to the low.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be a bad spot. My first fill in the long was 58.75, so I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. Nice little flush there, little liquidation.
Can't go up unless you shake some people out, you know?
That's how. We want to see it above 62.50. Everyone's 69. You know what this kind of looks like? Kind of looks like exactly what happened at the low here. So sellers might have tried to short here down the low. They fucked up, had to get squeezed. You know, weakness, like we said, weakness of the market to not even get up to the settle. Still inside yesterday's range. Couldn't get up to the last 71. That's really what we were looking for the value area high. Now coming back down to the open. Breath is picking back up. Right back to this overnight point of control here. ES bounced right off its VWAP. Nasdaq's below its VWAP, so Nasdaq's leading this charge lower here. Yeah, the Nasdaq just looks terrible. My gosh. What's interesting is the Nasdaq's basically like right on its low from the open. The Dow is almost there as well, but the ES is still lagging a bit. So the ES might be the good, our short trade might be a good trade here.
Well, there's almost a 56.
Oh, it's 56 already. Pretty close. That's a gimme, Jerry.
You're a golfer, right?
Gentleman's
Yeah.
game. Yeah, I'm a golfer.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a gimme.
Get that
See, but
fucking get that extension club out. The one you hunt for balls in the water with, and be like that's a gimme, right?
I'm curious to see what it does here. I thought we'd come here, but I didn't know what would happen here.
Yeah, so before you got on, it came down to right here basically, and like all this volume came in, and the sellers just like all of a sudden just disappeared, and then the market just pretty much easily went up. And that's
When
why,
I've
like,
seen
so
that
for the
happen before, that means we're going for the low.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's what I was saying. Like this low just does not look like it's gonna hold, and that's why I wanted to. This is a go with short, unless you, I mean, you caught the short from up here, so that was a nice short, but this is more of a go with short. But it just hasn't. I mean, we've had this here since the open. It's just so weak. But it's a go with short that you want to manage quick because you should get this glowback slow fairly quickly. But if not, that's one of those ones you want to just kind of flatten out. But it does. Here it is again. It's just kind of putting this volume in lower, and it's just like right below the VWAP. It's kind of like they're accumulating above the VWAP and then just selling right below the VWAP. Is what it looks like, and then a little bit more weakness here caused by the Nasdaq. But look at the tick, like on the NYSE, and that's why you know, the ES isn't as weak as some of the other sectors because it's a little bit more diverse. Because tech is really the only thing holding the market down right now. Back above the open here. There's a bid on 58. So watch this 58 level on any retest. If they hold that level,
Just flush them.
I don't know what's that. I don't know if they're going to be able to. It doesn't look like it. If they just gotta, they like, yeah, it looks like the bid kind of stepped up right there on 59 quarter. So like, yeah, watch this level right here. There's the 58. So let's see if this bid is still here. Ooh, there's a seller down here now. Okay. Now we've got some battling here on this. Breath is picking up. Picks breaking 0.
I got out of my short right there.
Where'd you short from?
66, and then I added another one at 59.
You don't think we're gonna break it?
I don't know if I want to stick around to find out. I do think so, but I know myself, and if it went back up to like 63, I probably would have cut it and just got out for break even instead of making, you know, $250 or something.
Feel like that's a long way to go to just leave a poor low. You've got supply, I might as well just, you know, flush it in. And it failed to do. Stops are above 64 here. Rolling.
Oh, are you in a long, Brad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? I've been talking about how weak selling is like all goddamn day. Have you not listened to me at all? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like the I'm not saying your trade was wrong, because that was a good trade, especially that fade right off the top. That was a good trade, and then you closed it at a good time, obviously. You know, maybe a little bit late because your target was 56, so you should have closed it then. But
Actually got out of like 57 quarter technically, but yeah. But I didn't even close it on that the first push down. Once it kind of came up to like the 59.60 and then came back down, that's whenever I got out.
Right.
But yeah, I could have got out at 56 probably. Should have. I mean, that was what I was thinking was going to go to. But some part of me still thinks they're just, trapping some more people like they did up at the 70, and they're going to just flush it down here soon.
Well, they should. That's the thing. I was just playing off the poor low. But
yeah, you're still on the green. Yeah, you won't take much
Yeah.
heat if you lose. Yeah.
But like, this is it's pathetic.
So weak. So weak. Where's TJ at in here?
He's in here, I think. I thought I saw him this morning. Well, there's a Black Friday sale.
Cat bought me my Christmas gift early yesterday.
What was it?
What's up, guys?
What's up, TJ?
Just chilling, being quiet.
She got me a Scotty Cameron putter.
Nice.
Oh, so nice. Damn, weak. They should have already just flushed this thing. I think they're going to. They're going to try again right here.
How much longer? Oh, we got 15 minutes until C period opens up. I would almost call this tapering off the low. I mean, it's a poor low and it looks so weak. But it's like
Brad just sees weakness anytime like sellers are trying. He's like, "Well, look at these fucking broke sons of bitches." so fucking weak.
I'm just like, why would you sell the market, you dumb fuck? Like everyone else is buying it. What are you doing?
So weak.
And there's no real economic news at all today. Let me pull this calendar up. Like, I mean, today is just like such a muted day. We need some news or something. I hope you guys all got your trigger fingers ready too, because if Trump tweets, you need to be ready to pull that trigger to short DWAC. Because that shit's gonna fucking take a piss for sure. If
Trump's back on Twitter.
well, so like Elon, oh, here they go.
Yeah, there we go.
They better fucking
Take out the low.
no, they better like flush that shit like down to the fucking goddamn Globex low.
Look at that, dude.
Look at that.
Weak.
Weak as fuck. I knew it, dude. I'm telling you, that shit's weak. It's
But Elon said no to Alex Jones.
to Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Back
You know,
above the
free speech.
open. That's buying right there.
I'm in a long, dude.
Whoa. Microsoft, Craig says. What do you mean? What about Microsoft? You want me to do some analysis on Microsoft? That's not how this works. We're busy doing something else right now. We could look at Microsoft though, no problem. But it's kind of like weird, like you just type the word Microsoft like on the fucking robot or something. So no economic news today. Tomorrow we've got really nothing. I mean, look at this, like very light economic data this week from the US. New Zealand gets some interest rate decisions, so maybe a little Globex issues overnight. And then Wednesday we can see we get a little bit of action before we get some 30-year mortgages, some durable goods reports, some jobless claims reports. We get some inventory reports from home sales and crude oil. And then the afternoon, we have the FOMC minutes, and that's at 1400, so 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. And then Thursday, right, is a holiday. You see, there's no economic news. So we go right into the holiday with that. And then Friday, still very light economic news anyway. So the only thing that the market's really receiving this week is stale data that's from the minutes. So maybe Wednesday they do a little pop lock and drop, or drop lock and pop, depending upon what happens. We'll have to see how these initial jobless claims come in, and then we'll just assume what the minutes say. I kind of feel like um I kind of feel like they will. I feel like they can edit them anyways, right? They're supposed to be like recorded, and fucking sealed or whatever. But I feel like based off of um actually, they're like a month old, actually, so they're not going to change them anyways because it's not really going to matter. But they're very careful about what they say during those meetings because they know they're recorded. You know what I mean? Like they know what they're doing, and so if they're going to be keeping up the tone, if they keep up that hawkish tone that they had at the last meeting where they were saying everything's on fire and blah 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 all this shit, um, then maybe we get some downside from that. But even then, that is not necessarily gonna be. It sucks that it's on Wednesday and not Tuesday. I hate that shit. We should get a COT report every single day.
I bitched up right there, by the way. I got
Yeah.
out of my lung.
Well, it's just a fade off a poor low. You can't assume this, like, as long as we're in the vicinity of this poor low, and that's like anywhere below the open, you can't assume it's gonna hold, and it could just flush at any second. So yeah, that I don't know if that's really
Yeah,
bitch luck.
I got in at 56 and got out at 58, and I was like, it just didn't, because right where it should have taken that 62 and ran right up, and the fact it was like not popping that, I was like, nah, it was bugged.
Weighted AD is going negative. The breath is picking up to the downside here. Tick is still just stuck though.
I don't know, man. They're weak. I'm starting to get on Team Brad right now. I think they're weak.
I don't know, that the low is weak. The low looks weak. Like it looks like it's gonna get flushed, but it's just the reaction after it that you've got to be paying attention to. So like I still think this is a go with short here, but you've got to be quick to move that thing right into profit or flatten, so you don't get ran back. The thing is, last time it tapped this low, it ran back above the open. So here we go, we break it.
Where's the next level if it breaks? Oh, not that far below.
So you don't really want to see this thing get back above 55, to be honest. There we go. And so right here, you could manage risk right away. Put your stop 84, boom, or 54. I mean, and you were looking for that Globex low here.
Oh yeah, it's got some steam.
Nice.
What's
There
it
we
gonna
go.
do?
So there's the Globex low. So now you're taking a little bit of profit. We're still looking for that 42 here, though. Probably move your stop down here 51 half. Ooh, a little short cover in there. Okay, okay. We're still sitting on 51 half. If you want to be a little bit looser, keep it up 54. Not a huge fan of that, like that low, but I still don't see any real buying yet. Just want to see short covering mostly. So now we've got a weak low. Yeah,
Took you out of your short.
yeah. I mean, I
Come
got most
back
of it
in.
up at 48. Anyways, because that was my target was the low. But right, if we hold below 54 on it on the offer, like I want to see 54 get offered up, and then maybe I'll look to jump back on the short. You want to take a peek at some Microsoft, my man? Let me see. Watch the 54 for the auction.
Almost
Okay.
there.
Or for the offer, I mean, not the auction. So Microsoft, it kind of looks, it's looked equities. Okay. So Microsoft is kind of in a little bracket as well. It looks really similar to the ES, except for it has pretty much clear resistance that it needs to get above, and that's that 250. Break out of this balance and continue above 250. What I would expect is, balance, 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 and then either a gap over this, gap over the 100. That's what I think's going to happen. Or I guess if it can't break up out of this balance, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to kind of just be, looking at that gap lower probably as it trails down. It doesn't really trade like, any crazy ranges during the day. It takes time, especially for Microsoft to really kind of work itself out.
Now went right up to that 54, Bren. Not looking strong.
I missed it.
I know. I'm trying to decide if I want to get in here.
Where did you read that at? Live for Love, that they're gonna announce something counter to the CPIs. Where's that coming out from?
Hey, is there somebody speaking today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You just leave this here. Okay.
Hmm. Only crazy, but I think buying like the 49 might not be a bad idea here.
Yeah, that's where everyone else is buying that.
Mm-hmm.
All the shorts are covering right there as well.
You will never get this.
You'll never get this. He is the #1 whore in all of Kazakhstan.
Wasn't it his sister or something?
Yeah, his sister.
Yeah. Very nice.
Did you watch the second one?
Yeah.
Did you watch the one where he's in the woods with those two like fucking hillbillies?
The QAnon people.
Yeah. Dude, that shit had me dying.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh my god. Is that what they were, QAnon?
Yeah. I love whenever he was sitting there talking about like being a dictator and why they need it, you know?
My favorite part is like in the beginning when he's in like
Oh, come on. Film me.
the women's like the Power Women's group. Oh, this is a short here. Oh, actually, oh, a lot of tapering going on right here. You're going long, Jared? 49?
Yeah, I wanted to. It went down, touched my line, didn't fill me, and then I've got 51 quarter. Oh, come on. Come on, man.
Yeah, watch this 54 level. I don't know. I kind of like the short here, to be honest with you.
Oh, from up under that 54 or what?
Yeah, like if they can't, especially if they can't close these singles. So you don't really have a
Yeah,
backstop with this 54. You've got to be in, and it's got to work right away, or you've just got to give up.
man, personally, I think they're gonna take it. That's what I wanted, that freaking long. Oh, when it comes in. Yeah, short covering. They're getting out. Going up on a Tuesday.
So you think we're going up?
Yeah.
Maybe like up to 57 if they can pop, or to the open 58 half. Let's watch the reaction. There was a little reaction off the 54 earlier, so let's see if there's another reaction off of it here.
See, and even though I like want to be in right now, I'm just like, is this a good entry? No. You know what I mean? Like I wanted that 49. So now I'm like, do I still think we're going up? Yeah, but is it a good entry now? Me and Stacy had that talk the other day, man, about like how important good entries are, because like, most of the time, like I would say most people do get it right, in direction. But it's like if your entry sucks and you're just taking heat, you're gonna get out at your break even, and you're gonna miss the move.
Right.
And that's happened to me a million times. So now I'm like, entry is very important. That's gonna set you up for how your brain's gonna respond to everything.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Send it to me in the Discord. Yeah, I think entry is important, but not as important. I mean, it depends on the entry, but like if you're not over leveraged, the entry becomes a little bit less important as long as you're generally, in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's going down. More short covering off this 49 again. The breath is picking up. Weighted AD is picking up. The tick is finally starting to get below 0. Got a mixed market here, right? Healthcare down 45. I think okay just bounced hard though. Let me look at tech real quick.
Or you could just not film me again.
So okay.
Yeah, sellers are weak down here.
I got a break even trade here, so I don't care what happens, to be honest with you. But I am short.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, short from 53. 50. Oh no, there's no bounce in XLK. This thing's going down. Now you've got a poor low and a weak low. But what we can assume here is if the market trades away from it, which it's kind of doing now, so it's trying to trade away from it, any move away from the low that doesn't break the open would almost give us really good risk to reward with our stop just above half back. So let's kind of set this up here. We're looking to get filled like anywhere around like this 56 to 54 area on any retracement. We'll just put it here. The target for our stop is actually going to be here. So if you could probably get filled on a higher bounce, but then the target here is going to be this prior day low point of control, and that puts us at about 2.5. So that's not bad.
Yeah. I'm missing the move. I got scared again. I got filled at 49, got out at 50 quarter. Took a point in quarter. It's because like what
Where'd
you're
you get
talking
in? You
about.
got in 49?
Yeah, I got in at 49, got out at 50 quarter.
How about this?
But,
You're going long today and I'm going short.
dude, that's why I know. That's why I got out. And I'm like, one, you're fighting Brad right now. Two, it's working. Get out.
He's weak. Now run.
That's one of those ones where I feel like I caught you out on your blind side, just freaking hit you with the 1-2 real quick. What happened? Ain't nobody jumping me?
Ain't nobody jumping me out here. AMD
I'm
just
gonna be
made a
really
little
mad if this spikes up to like 60 though. Then I'm gonna be like, fuck. Got filled on the bottom tick.
It spikes up to 60.
Oh yeah. And it could.
Oh, it could. I mean, yeah, definitely could.
But like in the back of my mind, like whenever I entered that long, I was like, I had confidence because I'm like, dude, the sellers have tried down here. They're just looking weak, So that's why I entered the long. But I still feel like they're not done trying yet, The sellers haven't really shown them anything otherwise. So it's like, I feel like if you're in the short, where's the best place to get out? Okay, I'm going to get out this low. And then obviously that they got out and sparked some buyers there. You knew some buyers would show up there, came up, but then they're like, yeah, let's try to add to this position. And it worked for them. So now they're like, okay, we definitely are in control of these buyers right now, So let's let them get a little headway and then we're going to smack them down. But they're struggling.
Well, that's because it's just liquidation, probably.
Mm.
So like all the selling today is probably just profit taking, trap shorts from like the buyers that trap the short. So like if they're selling and there's not like any other momentum sellers kind of piling in and volume looks pretty light. I could be wrong, but let me check the volume. Yeah, it's about 2.5% less. So it actually kind of picked up there in B period a little bit. But you figure if most of the selling is old business, and then you've got momentum sellers kind of piling in and nobody's buying really because these longer term buyers, they like to buy closer to this 30 to, well, yeah, it was like 30 to 12 area all the way down to this 13. That's kind of where they would, that's an opportune area for them to buy down near the 100 SMA. So it makes sense if they're just kind of taking some profit. If some buyers show up, then they like that because they've got a huge long position already on naturally. But if if it keeps going down, they might as well just make back what they made off that low last week. They trapped so many shorts last week; it was just disgusting. And you've got a poor low and a weak low, so there's good odds that this low breaks, no matter what, right? Like, if maybe not today. I mean, even though we're so close to it, so it just makes sense just for them to fix it, get some excess on it, and then try to continue up from there if that's what their plan is here. But it's just such a weak level; it doesn't look like it's going to hold to me.
So far, balanced day.
It's more of an inside day than
You know what I meant.
I don't know if you know the difference.
Hey, okay, I'll show you the difference.
I'll buy. What is the difference?
Fucking open the book and read that shit.
A
The
balanced
difference is-
day, well, initial balance is if it stays in between A and B period.
Yeah, that's initial balance. A balanced day would just be good excess on the high, good excess on the low, and most of the trading is done within the 68 percentile or value area.
Looks like a bell curve, right?
Right. Honestly, there's another trade setting up here as well.
How are they just so freaking close, and yet the buyers are so weak, and they just can't flush these guys? Come on, like I'm not even in a trade, and I want to watch it happen.
Interesting. Breath is picking up here. Tick's getting rejected off the 0 level. Good.
Breath is picking up to the upside or downside?
Downside.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping for. So far, I have gotten almost no, I haven't had a C count in almost an hour. Yeah,
any
that's
of
50
the
minutes
equities?
in any of the tickers,
Dang.
in any of the tickers across the board. Like there is no significant buying as well, based on the tickers that I have, which is that long list of 45 tickers.
Okay, or you could just try to get filled at 52.
Yeah, I got short. I'm in a short. Well, I'm only in sim, but I did my normal one, but I got shorted. Oh, it just took me out. It actually sold. I was short from 61.
Nice.
But I got in a while ago, like at 9. So like 45 minutes ago. So I've been in there for, I've been hanging out in there for a while, but it like never even came back up to the level where I was at. So I was just like, I'm gonna roll with it. It looks good.
So they fix the weak low. Impulse, oh, they're above it. Impulse was 48 there. So if you're in the short still, be finger on the flat button here and be careful. They don't get volume coming down here. Short cover. I know we're looking for that 42.5 here to make it worth it. Still at the 48.
The bot is still in its short and it won't be getting out anytime soon. So if it pops back, I'll flatten it, but I mean, let's see where it has to get to.
Hey, Jared,
So
it's not that I enjoy being right. It's just I happen to be right all the time. So it's just normal.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hey, by the way, Jared, did you see that post that I put in the chat of the Lincoln logs?
Nuh-uh.
Remember that trade I was that I was doing on Friday? And I said, well, because I remember it bounced off POC, and then I said,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
here's my entry, and there's my exit. Totally
Yeah.
freaking nailed it. That was the
Nice.
trade that Brad was talking about earlier, that I was in the trade and I could see that he had one up at the same thing. And I was just like, holy shit, I took the same trade. It's a
Yeah, that
proud
was
moment.
nice.
Proud moment for me. It's like a 25-point trade.
Yeah, I never have the cojones to stay in trades that long. I
Well, it
wish.
was in sim, so
Yeah.
it'll be a while before I get the cojones to do that in real. But there's a 80% sale on Apex, so I'm
here's
gonna grab a couple.
a mistake that you can make early on, and it may be unavoidable, because it seems as in most trading mistakes are unavoidable, regardless of like.
Here's what I found.
Fuck up, sir, you crazy bitch. It seems like a lot of mistakes are pretty much unavoidable. Like, you know, regardless if you have like a mentor or someone who tries to like shield you from these trading mistakes. But I can tell you that if you're going to practice on a sim and then trade a different way in real, you really can't expect to be a winner because you haven't
Well,
practiced what you're doing.
I'm working up to it. I'm working up to get the cojones to do it in real. I will say that I do even my long this morning, I was in it for probably 20 minutes and I took, I don't know how many points, but I was in a fair number of contracts. So I don't play completely different.
Can you take that one? I'm still listening.
But I don't necessarily play exactly the same way. But that is the plan, is to consult or to create a similar trading method that I use in both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. You're right. Absolutely, you're right.
Oh, Alex, it was from a joke on I think it was Friday. Maybe Friday or Thursday. Because Jared's always saying shit just to try to piss me off.
You like having not to wake up so early now, Brad?
Oh, dude, you have no idea. It's like a life changer. I feel like I have so much more time. Even though it gets dark at like fucking 4:30 in the afternoon. Whenever it gets dark this early in Florida, and that's why all these old people just go, fucking the buffet starts at 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, yeah, get in there, get that fucking happy hour. Only $4.12. Like I was at a grocery store here, and it couldn't have been much past 3:30. And I was going in to get the gas, or not the gas station, the Garrity's, the grocery store, to get fried chicken because they make really good fried chicken for dinner. But they were also serving in the same spot like some seniors dinner that was like $2.95 for like 2 pieces of chicken, corn, mashed potatoes in like a like a to-go container. And this line was fucking, it was like an hour long. I was like, my God, I just want some chicken. But these old people were lined up ready to, it's like they were camping out for a fucking PS5.
I still can't find a PS5, yo, like a year later.
Jared has one. It's nice as fuck. The controller is so nice on the PS5
Yeah.
comparative to the PS4. You could buy them. My buddy just got a PS5. Hang on. I think he sent me he bought it direct, I think. Let me look at my
I'd like to get
messages,
one for the
Luis.
kids for Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let me see what he said. Oh, let me just message him. How old are your kids?
So my daughter's 16 and my two stepsons are 14 and 12.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they're a little bit older than my kids. Because my kids are like really into the Switch right now. And so it's like, I play like Smash Bros and stuff, but most of the Switch games are like single player games. So I'm hoping once because I have a PS4, but I don't want to upgrade because I won't play it really. And if they're not going to play it, then what's the point?
I feel better now. I tried along and got stopped out to go off, and then got filled right at the 44. Got out right now. I got it all back. I was like, yes. Why am I going long and you're going short? What? Why are we always seeing the opposite?
Well, why are you always fighting the trend, Jared?
Hey, listen.
So if we don't break the previous
If
day
I wouldn't have
low,
fighted the trend, I wouldn't have shorted up there at 66. Okay. Sometimes you see stuff. You just see certain things.
if we
Yeah.
don't break previous day low, what do you think? You think it's not gonna make it down? Or you think it's gonna bounce off that and that's gonna be that for the day?
I think we're going down to 39.4275, and then we'll decide from there.
All right, thanks.
Don't make me short again. Don't make me do it.
We're just gonna
Don't
have
bring
to
it.
see like what happens here because we haven't really we've still got trapped longs above, and so it's just a matter. We saw some capitulation. We're extending past initial balance, so really, I want to see the market stay below 48 because that's where my stop's at. 48.5, but I think that the market could go all the way back up to 54 and then sell off again. I don't think there's really I don't really see much buying going on, to be honest. Just kind of looks.
Yeah. It's a good feeling when you're in trade and it gets close to you and you're like, nope, go the other way, get away. And then it goes back down. You're like, okay.
There is a little tapering here off the low, though. Not a huge fan of. I'd like to see the market hold I like to see this offer move down from 48 to 46 here. That's what we'd like to see. That would be ideal.
You know, you said sometimes it helps to talk through trade spread.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not in right now, because this has happened to me so many times where it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, I got filled at 44. And then all of a sudden it goes up 46, 47. I get out, I'm like, cool. And it gets back down to 44 and do the same trade twice. Well, then you enter that trade and you go, oh, okay, it'll bounce again, work twice. And then it goes down just a little to like, let's say 42. And then you go, it's okay. It's held last time, it just a little break. And then that's when you get wiped out and it just goes down to like 32,
Yeah.
It's like that's happened to me so many times where you try the same trade a few times and it might work one or two times, and it's that other one where you're not, your brain already told you that it's going to bounce, so you have confidence even if it goes a little below it, and that's when you get wiped out.
You should journal what the market's doing at that time. Like if that's happening to you quite often and you find that the
Oh
market's
no,
one
it
time
ain't happening to
frame.
me quite often. It used to happen to me often. Now I just
Oh,
just stay
okay.
out whenever it does that.
Okay,
Like
so you've mitigated that. Good.
yeah, so now I'm
The
saying like,
impulsiveness, that's a big step here.
yeah, now I'm saying like if I was going to enter again at 44, I would just run a tight stop at like 42 and just, if it hits me, it hits me, and not get back in right after,
Accept the loss. Yeah, that's so key.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got. I mean, and I won't even say loss. We'll just call it risk, because you're just accepting the risk. Like, yeah, technically that would be a loss, but that's just acceptable risk because you're trying to find a nice responsive long off of that. Um, so I don't think, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Gradient stand, little bitch. We'll see where it goes up to. You'll be bummed if it gets up all the way to 60. That'll be
Hey, yo, chat,
frustrating.
you smell that? Smells like bitching.
It's still gotta climb above that 54, like, and establish above that 54. Because if not, that's just such a weak spot for it. Even honestly, it really needs to climb up back above 57, 58, the opening, to really show some cojones.
Ain't
Other
going
than that,
to.
it still looks like it's going fucking down Charlie Brown.
I don't think it's going to. These buyers everybody looks weak today, man. Buyers, sellers. This gonna be a balanced day. An inside day.
Yeah, so far inside day. I mean, we definitely broke the Globex low, so that's kind of open. I don't know. I doubt that it stays an inside day. We're so close to that low, but it could. Um, but probably not. So the next step would be really to kind of focus on value, and right now value is overlapping. So really no new information yet. We've got two TPOs here. We move down. We've got two TPOs here. We've got 2 minutes until D period opens up, and we have kind of a double distribution look, and so we're going to get some pretty good information here. Are we going to get accepted up in these upper two TPOs, or are we going to stay down here in these lower two TPOs? And that kind of gives us our opportunity to trade, right? Trades up here, doesn't get accepted, we get short, target the low. If it gets up here, gets accepted above the open, we can get on board that, and we'll target that B high. My bias is to the downside though. Like I'm leaning more down than anything. And that's the first trade that's going to be qualifiable anyways, is the short. So I'll be right back. Actually, D period. Yeah, I'll be right back. D period opens not going to be that important. So 48 was a big level. Watch the 48 again, and from there, that with this 48, if the market can get back below it and establish below it, we should be clear for downside there. Is that, remember that 48 was the big level, so that's a level that we've got to watch now. See the volume in the last period here. A little bit of a pickup in volume here. We've got 2% more than Friday's session now. So a lot of action came in right there below that Globex low. 2% is relatively unchanged, though. There's not really a huge difference with that. And there's another setup here. 48. A 1.5. This will just be like a qualifier scalp if we can find one. That gives us a 6.5 if we just use a 1-point stop. Well, let's see here. Like, if they can't break up to get us filled up higher, or you didn't take the fade off of 51.5, we can try to get qualified underneath 48, but it's a dangerous game because it could rotate back up to those 54s and still come back down. So we would be kind of diddling in the middle, but you've got to learn how to diddle in the middle, I guess, at some point. So now's the perfect time. Come on. Stops are lined up. Seller's got getting trapped right there, actually. Right on the 48.5.
Good, good.
Are you in a long?
Yeah.
Where from?
48.5.
Oh, you're long from 48.5. Oh, nice.
I'll take it there. That was a 2.5 point or 2 point trade.
Dang, just in time before it starts to look a little weak. Good job, Jerry.
Hey, thank you. One thing I've been trying to do, Stacy, is like
Trade against the trend.
no. Sometime in the fucking morning, okay? Tell the fucking story, Brad.
All right, tell your story. Tell your story.
So what I've been doing, and I know Brad would suggest not to do this, but what I've been doing is like sometime in the morning, if I really like a trade and I've been waiting for the trade and I take the trade, I'll put on like 3 or 4 watts.
Mhm.
And once I get up like, $400 or $500, I'll take it. And once I get up 500 for the day though, I just do 1 watt trades and try to hit $1,000 for the day. I don't do any
Nice.
more than 1 watt trades after that. So now I started that at 400 actually, and I've just been doing 1 watt trades and I'm at 800 now. So I'm just trying to like keep what I get, basically. Like a lot of times I'll get up to like $800 and then all of a sudden I get, I'm like, oh, we could just hit 2 grand real quick and I'll put on like 4 or 5 watts and then lose all my profit for the day after grinding. And then I'm like pissed off. So now once I hit 400 or $500, then I just, manage risk, put on 1 watt and put like a point and a half stop loss.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, and that's Jared's style. Like it works for him,
It works for me. Yeah.
And so like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna trade on the sim, because that's how he was basically like trading on the sim and then trading a different way in live, and so like that's what the way that works for him. So that's what he's just got to stick to, and really, Jared's biggest problem was just not following any of his rules ever, and
Yeah.
and like, but following your rules now, like it actually has helped you a ton, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great if you documented, a little bit more, but.
By any more, you mean at all?
Yeah, like just a little bit.
just a little.
Just try a little bit.
I did a few times, but I know you're gonna laugh, but it was just such a bitch because I was taking so many trades. I'm like, fuck all this writing. Dude, the one day, Brad, I had $600 in commission.
Is that 52 half POC?
52 half.
The red line.
For right now, yeah.
Yeah. That's the current POC of the today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you something else, Brad, that's gotten me in trouble. It's slow days like this where it's just barely moving that I've gotten overconfident sometimes where I'll be like, yeah, dude, it's so slow, I'll just put on 4 watts or 5 watts or whatever because it's been so slow that even if I took heat, it's not so abrupt that you're just like panicking, and then every day or every time it's been slow like this, it'll be slow and then all of a sudden boom, like momentum picks up, volume starts kicking in, and then it seems like I'm always in a trade with a lot of watts when that happens. And then I get wiped out and I'm like, oh boy. So anytime it's slow volume like this, I'm just like, just keep it low because at any given time it could really pick up. And how these buyers haven't gotten just totally inspired right here and just jack this thing up 58. I'll never know.
Yeah, so I was rereading this book this weekend. Send it to you, Jared. I texted it to you.
Which one? The Trading Coach?
Yeah, The Trading Coach. It's like 101 by Brett Steenbarger. And that's something that he said in there. He's like he thinks, or he thinks that almost all trading woes are unavoidable, or like most trading woes are unavoidable. And you kind of find that like if you ever read the Market Wizards books, which are really good books to read, at least I liked them. They all kind of talk about, for the most part, except there's like one guy who never had any real losses, like never lost any, but at least that's what he says.
You have any other book suggestions? I read that TPO book from the Chicago Board of Trade, and from when you did the class. And
Oh yeah.
I've read a bit of Market Wizard. Do you have any other books you suggest?
I would read Jim Dalton's books if you get a chance. If this thing holds below 53.5 right here, it's going to the low. If these buyers don't pop this 53.5, this thing's going. There's a battle from basically selling on the 53.5, 54 area and buying on the 48.5. You're seeing the weighted AD cool down a little bit. Tick is cooling down. You're starting to see we're starting to get a couple ticks closing below or above zero, excuse me. We've got decent excess on the low. Disney's in the call count. Oh yeah, Disney. Yeah, of course. They're up so much.
Almost all the call counts are Disney.
Yeah.
There's a couple SPY, a couple SPX in there.
People
Oh,
have-
no, I take that back. Yeah, no, it was SPX, but most of them are Disney. All the ones that are recent are all Disney and then 3 SPY, which I think is somebody hedging their bets more than it is actual likelihood of upside.
Probably. Like, yeah, covering. Yeah. So do I. I think this thing's going down. Oh, it's so slow. All right, watch this 48. Remember, buyers got trapped right here last time, 48.5. Captor was Jared. He released them early. So they're back down for more business.
I just made so much money that I just wanted to watch for a little bit. Looks like my friends from Cobra Kai are gonna kick your ass.
The NASDAQ looks pretty strong right here. NASDAQ's coming the previous low. VWAP's at 57.38. Basically just sandwich like we said, we're monitoring value here. This value is overlapping from the previous day, a little bit overlapping to lower now. But if D breaks up, that should probably bring value up as well as it starts to maybe build in. It's just
D's been in a 5-point range for 15 minutes.
I just stuck in between like 48 half and 53 half.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of PS5, my girl signed up for this Walmart thing. She had to pay a little money to like be early on some of the deals or whatever.
Walmart
She
Plus,
just found, she just found it for like five. What is it? Five what? 550. Is that a good price?
yeah.
I have
It's
no
a little,
idea.
it's a little above MSRP. Is it the disc version?
Oh, it's a PS5.
Well, no, the PS5s, they have
Oh,
two versions.
oh,
There's the disc version, and then there's just
Yeah,
where
they're
you-
trying to sell the disc version for 800. Yeah, right. I'm not paying that.
Oh, okay. I lucked out. I wouldn't pay that much for one personally. I mean, I had a family friend buy it for me, but
You paid 500, right?
I wouldn't even pay that much for it. But yeah, I lucked out. I just had somebody buy it for me. The graphics on it are pretty amazing though. They're really good.
buyers step up right there on the 52. They're trying harder here on the 52.
Damn. Every part of me is trying not to get impatient right now. I want to jump in this long, but I'm like still hesitant.
VWAP's at 56. Buyers on 52. They don't get above this. Watch this 54 level.
Yeah, I got out flat.
Would you get long right here?
Yeah, I got long, and then it went up, and I brought my stop loss just right to break even because I'm a little bitch, and then got out flat.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna short, if they're gonna come down, offer it from here, or if they're gonna let it come up to the VWAP and try to offer the VWAP. Like buyers are stepping up again on this 53 half.
Weak. All right, Brad. Did you average in on your short?
Average in.
Are you in a short?
Yeah,
Are you gonna add more right there? Because
I'm
it
gonna
looks like
I'm gonna add more underneath 48.
oh. What's your entry?
54.
Oh, okay. That's a great entry.
About a 12 minutes. Only thing is like I'm just finger on the flat button because like I really don't trust it as like shiitake is fun, but I don't
I would.
trust like the trust the selling really.
Yeah, I've seen more momentum from sellers than buyers.
Yeah, I mean selling definitely has been the right side,
Nice.
the trend, but I want to see some stop start getting. There we go.
See, now I feel so much better about getting out flat.
And that's all I was like, oh, you're getting short here, huh? Okay.
What was it? 48 quarter, you said, or 48 half?
What was what?
You were saying something about, was it like 48 quarter or 48 half?
Oh,
It was
below
kind of a little-
48, I want to add to my short. If we can start to establish or like get to break down 48, then I'd like to sell or sell some more short. 'Cause I think we might get a little go with moment down there.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking of end of the day. See that. Thinking of end of the day. Keep not getting taken out by a tick or a price just reverses on me one of those days. Yeah, that's a tough day.
Hey, Jared, I put a link in the chat. Is that where you got your PS5?
Let's see. How can I not see the chat? Hey.
Go back up to this 52. This is where buyers got enticed earlier and they stepped up and then they popped up to the 54 and then just disappeared. So let's see if they show their faces back here again. And remember, there's still some sellers stuck on that 48.50, so they're really, they want to get back there. And if they get back down to that 48.50, you could see a rip up right from there, as these shorts that have been kind of stuck for a while now, since the range has been so small, just cover their positions, and the market just comes right back to this 50. This 39.50 has kind of been like the little magnet. Feels like a very round number. And it's like, oh, do I want to go to 4,000 or do I want to go to 3,800?
Dude, that is the funniest.
I knew you'd love that.
And if you act now, we could probably get you the car. Oh, I gotta finish watching all of that. That is funny.
Oh man, there's more of them too. That's just one.
Oh, that is great.
Bid steps up. There it is. Look at Tech. Tech's about to go green. Right to the VWAP there. I mean, if Tech can go green, that's gonna put like 75% of the market. We got, 25, 50. I mean, that'll put 50% of the market green. Put close to 70% of the market green, actually. Weighted AD is picking up a little bit. Tick's just coming back to 0 here. Tech picking up a little bit to the low.
I think they're trying to push it down before next candle open.
See if the NAS.
I feel like if E opens up below D open, that they're gonna try and take that low.
Well, I mean, so we checked up into that upper distribution. This is what we talked about, right? We talked about the two TPOs down here, the two TPOs up here, and where it's going to get accepted. So this is kind of a look up into that distribution, and then really as soon as it came back down below that level, that was an
Never went back.
opportunity.
Yeah,
So to me, at least that's how I looked at it. So, and it was real tight because it was just two distributions, and so get in there and kind of see if we can push it a little bit lower, but again, they hold the 50, that 39.50. It just goes below it, comes back to it, goes above it, comes back to it. And it seems like the bid is slowly stepping up here off of the low to me. The NASDAQ doesn't look as weak as the rest of the market.
I feel like if E opens below D open, that's when things get real.
I'm
To
gonna
the
try.
downside, I mean.
little trend here, as you can see. I guess it's kind of got a little bit easy. There's a little trend off the low. If that gets broken, that'll really give us a little confirmation there. Or we want to add below 48, I think. Break that. Weighted AD's picking up. See if we can get some confirmation. Be this ticket below 600. Back up to the 50. Waiting for the NASDAQ to just break. The NASDAQ breaks and this thing should just go. Here we go. E period's opening up. So now we've got 4 TPOs lower. Any supply that comes in the market should take this thing back down towards the lows. And you can see this 4 low down here from the 18th. Still, you know, it would make sense to trade down here and bounce from that 39-38 level. But it would make sense to fix this poor low, fix this point of control, and then bounce from there. So far, kind of like a B profile, but a little bit of extension on the B profile leads us to believe that, you know, maybe the downside's not done. NASDAQ getting weaker here, which is good to see. 1 in 26. Now we're seeing an offer step down on the 50 here. All right, here's that 48.50 ticket here. There we go. What the fuck was that? I couldn't see if that traded.
Yeah, what was that?
Did anybody see if it traded? It may have. I think it did actually. Yeah. It was a buyer taking profit at 39.50, so we should be cleared for takeoff the downside. Gotta hold this 48 though. They're not doing a sweet job. They're offering the shit out of that 48. Can't hold. Just short covering. Should be heading down to 44 shortly. Or 42. Well, yeah, 44 is first, obviously. The Globex low, but 42.50. If I was a betting man, they would definitely go into 45.
Don't you say that.
What's the reaction there? Like, where's the action at? Get a little violent move down, a little volatility kicks in, and then all of a sudden they're like, all right, that was it. It's like you got to walk up to the sellers here and be like, "Oh, really? I thought you were the boss." Back above 48. Like that's just such pathetic. Sellers. The shitty thing is here is if you're short, right? If you added underneath that and didn't take it off, underneath that 48 and didn't take it off, now you've kind of averaged in. I mean, you averaged in on a winner, but it moves your break even to about like 53 for me. That's where my break even's at. And it's like, well, should I just flatten everything at 53, which is basically right above the E high, and try to get in higher, especially when we're getting kind of these mixed signals from the market. Of cipher. Didn't break its low there. Yes. Dow actually looks kind of weak, to be honest with you guys. Like, it doesn't look very strong comparatively. It basically made a double bottom, whereas the ES and the Nasdaq made a higher low so far. My buddy bought it directly from Sony. Luis, if you're still in here, message me back.
Yeah, buddy, I'm here.
Yeah, if he said he bought it directly from Sony, so maybe just go to the Sony website. And I mean, Imran would have got like he would have looked for a deal, so it's probably a good deal if he bought it from there.
We just get above this 52.
What's your problem, Jared?
Hey, listen, I'm in at 52. Okay, I got back to my break even. Okay, I took a lot of heat right there. Okay,
You're long at 52?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you know, we're all getting ready to fucking cave, Brad. Just let me get back to 52. I promise I'll get out. All right.
Yeah, I mean, just like, is that who it is? It's you?
It's me.
Getting in my way, huh?
Okay, I'm sorry.
say him. Cool. Is it cold upstairs? Can we heat him? Can we heat him? Bring one down. You done? I'll eat one. Did they get burned? Well, they're probably good. That's pretty mixed. It's hard to tell if that's like short covering or anything that's going on. Kind of just mixed. There's some buyers stuck on the 51 quarter there. Oh, 50's the make or break level. Get a little buying. It's got to stay above the 50. It does not. Okay, I guess there's a little competition here now. Okay. That's pretty even. Weird how it's. This is a tough spot to get in a trade here. To be honest, 50 is just such a tough spot. So far, it looks like the bid's stepping up. Trades and the market popped up there. When D was up there at the high, Tech was at like 16, I think, negative 16. Monitor that. That's the only chance that I'll be getting into along is if we start to see that information tech start to get like above negative 16. Till then, down. These trapped long.
Can
Sure
they
enough, on
just
this
can the trap longs just get me above 52 for fucking 2 seconds?
on the Sony website, it's $4.99 with the drive in it.
Check more.
The Sony PS5,
Oh, yeah, that's,
$4.99 with a disc drive.
yeah, that's the best place to buy it.
That's crazy. Every place else, it's like, it was like saying $800. It's probably about right.
What?
They're not staying.
Cook them longer.
They're
Huh? You gotta cook them longer. Or it can just be a crumble. Put on top of ice cream. That'd be really. Oh, it's too messy. I'll be upstairs. I'll eat it at lunchtime. Back to the 50. You know, if someone is averaging in along like before the FOMC, like a bigger player, you know, they've probably quenched their thirst at this 39.50 level. Let's see some 42 half, pal. Look at that big bounce off the 45 last time, so let's watch for that again. 48 we knew.
We just go up to 54. We'll get off. You guys can manipulate the market however you want. You can slap it around.
Now you want 54, huh? Or a second ago it
Yeah.
was 52.
Well, 54 will hit my goal for the day and I'll be done. I won't even care. I'll log out.
What a heap. 2 point. A little bit of long liquidation there. But you're still seeing this bid sitting around this 48 level. Someone's still averaging in down here. Up to the 50. There you go. Now you get some short covering. There's some trap shorts on that 47.5 right there. But it looks like they just covered everything right here. Now you're going to need that bid that stepped up on the 47, 48 level to step up on the 50 level. Not doing.
Hey, Brad, if you could just buy here for like next 2 minutes.
In the office. He's like, I'm gonna need you guys on your best behavior. It's like, I would, but I already promised somebody else that I'd be on my worst behavior.
Came down trying to stop my ETH trade. Not so easy.
What's that?
Here we go. Here we go. Just take them. Just take them.
Oh, nice. Offer just stepped up on the 51. Oh, and then it kind of disappeared though. Oh, if that was a fake bid. Might have been. Looks like we're about to run up to 52 here, Jared.
I hope.
That offer's gonna try to move down again. Look at all this selling going on right here on the 50. It's crazy.
There you go. You're doing good. You're doing good.
And here comes that 52, I think.
So proud. Oh,
Unlucky.
don't do this. Oh, come on. There you go. There you go. No, 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 no.
There it is. Oh, almost. What will you do? Will you cover at 52 or just get out, wait for 54?
No, I'll cover. Come on.
There's 52.
Close me. Dude, it didn't close me. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. Then I'd be real upset.
We gotta click the flag.
Oh my goodness. Don't you even think about it.
Below the 50. Uh-oh. It's getting slippery. These buyers are really trying to hold. You basically just got buying right here, 48. Well, it's like 47 to 50. Just buying. You can see kind of the taper coming in. There's just kind of a little impurity in the volume profile lower. But last 30 minutes has been pretty tapered here. What do we've got? 8 minutes until the next period opens up.
Dude, honestly, I didn't even have my finger on the flatten button because I was like, oh, it'll stop me out. I put all my orders right there to get me out back at break even.
Somebody front ran.
Good.
Now we're really looking like a B profile. All my orders, yeah. Maybe he averaged in on that low. I know him. That's probably what he did. So it takes the 53 here.
Oh, whew, I did average in. I averaged in at the 46.
And where'd you get out?
Right there.
At where?
53.
Oh, okay.
Two of my orders triggered at 52.25 and the others went through at 53.25.
How many orders did you have?
What?
How many contracts did you have?
I didn't copy that, Brian. Could you repeat the question just one more time?
So,
Enough.
so of the 20 contracts you had on, how many hit the 225 versus the
No,
325?
I think I had on 2, 3. I had 5 on total. I'll be honest.
What was your original entry?
I don't know. It wasn't good. Okay. That move down scared me. I was not buying the downside. I'm glad I held through and held strong and averaged in, but oof.
So how many points of heat did you take?
Well,
Weren't you like 4 points down?
yeah, 5 points
Oh,
down.
5 points down
DJ, it's not worth the time, my man.
on 5 contracts?
I mean, it's not even not that it's not worth the time. It's just you just don't have the time. Because fucking Jared will, his brain is just different than most. Like, oh, it's good. But like, was it good though? It seemed like he took a fuckload of heat and averaged in on a loser, and then just got back to break even and
Listen,
called it a day. So
no,
it doesn't
listen, I
seem
made
good.
profit on some. Okay, listen, I'm almost done for the day. I was a little off on my math. I'm 2 points away from hitting my goal, and I call it a day.
Which is
Should've hit the
another way
reverse
of
button.
saying,
You'd have been done.
which is another way of saying if he gets into a bad trade again, then
I'll hold it.
he's just 1 point away from blowing the account is what because he's going to keep averaging in, and as long as it's freaking going in the wrong direction.
That's a good perspective, and that's something that
No,
Jared could probably
that's-
take to the bank.
Here's the deal, Jared. I'm
Bro,
going to tell you
I
right
know.
now.
Yeah, everything
I've
you
done
just
it.
said
I've
is
done-
right. I know.
Because I have freaking done it where I'm just like,
I
no,
guarantee I've done
I
it
feel
more.
like I feel like it's gonna. I'm just saying, and I'm sure you've done it with more cash. I'm just saying that the idea is that it's a losing proposition
It is. It
because
is.
you're basically there's either one of two ways it's going to go. Either you're going to average in on the way down and max it out so that you can't average in anymore, and then you're, let's say, 20 points down on however many contracts you're in,
Mhm.
or you wait until you're like, I'm not averaging in until this thing hits freaking rock bottom, and then it doesn't hit rock bottom, and then starts to go back up, and you're like, oh, I'm going to catch it on the upswing, and then you start buying as it goes up, and then it's averaging you down, but it's not, and then it never reaches it anyway, and you end up in the max contracts for
Almost everything you said is spot on. But there's one thing I've noticed though, is if you ever do get just like totally maxed out, right? Like you're just maxed out on your, oh man, I'm so glad I got out.
Let's fucking go.
So glad I got out. Woo.
Got it just to piss you off.
Hey, fuck, you know what, bro? That's fucked up.
Well, you're fighting the fucking trend all goddamn day.
I wouldn't wish that on
That
my
would have
worst
been
enemy.
good lesson learned.
I'm glad I was out. Fuck you.
I would have had a good opportunity to teach you a lesson.
Brad's like,
don't
yeah.
blow you.
Brad's like, yeah, it was me. No, I was gonna say one thing I've learned though is like if you do average in, you get like maxed out. Brad
Right,
will
you're
probably
gonna
say otherwise.
you'll max out.
But a
no matter
lot
what
of
you do.
I would say every time I've been maxed out, my greed got in the way because I've gotten maxed out averaging in, and it almost every single time got back at least to the point of break even.
So
and
Jared,
I didn't get out.
I'm gonna say this now. In my trade earlier, where I did well, I was 20 contracts in, which is my max because I'm in a 25K Apex account. I was 20 contracts in during the trade. I'm just coming clean during the trade, and I didn't have this many contracts when I took this much heat, but I was 8 points down.
Yeah.
Because I think at that point I was only 4 contracts in. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take the 170 whatever it was, $170 down I was, and I was like, I'm just gonna run with it. But here's the reality: is that as I'm looking at it, I was really concerned because if I kept doing that and kept moving it, I would have blown the account. And I'm more than halfway to funded in less than in a little over a week. That's like 7 days.
Nice.
Yeah,
You were
7 days.
shorting though,
So
right?
yeah, I was short. No, this is earlier. I was longing. I was longing on the pop. And here's the deal: I was only looking for a very short response. It's just right when I got in, it wasn't doing what I needed it to, and it started falling. And it wasn't falling fast, which is why I wasn't as worried. And so I was just sort of like averaging as it was going down. But when it reached the bottom, my last buy was basically, I don't know, 2 points above bottom. And then at that point, I don't remember exactly how far I was, but at the max, I was 8 points down on 4 contracts. So I've lived it, I've done it, I understand it, but this is definitely an example of what not to do, not oh my gosh, look how well I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Which is why after I made it and I got out, I freaking switched to Sim and I haven't been back in it since.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Sim, I can And right now I'm not doing horribly. I'm in a short from 51.50. And I should have moved my take profit. I had it at 39.75 and it didn't pop me because I think it just barely kissed it and it just didn't reach it. But my stop is in profit, so I'm whatever. But anyway, definitely an example of what not to do.
Yeah, my greed has gotten in the way a tons of times. So like I've noticed a lot of times whenever I do get the chance. Like let's say I'm in 5 lots and all of a sudden I'm in 10. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it ain't going down any further. And I average in again 20.
You're
I would
playing
say
ES, right?
yeah. I would say 9 times out of 10 though, it does come right back to your break even. And I have the opportunity to get out and I don't. And then it goes down again. And then
And
you
just
get
freaking
smacked. Yeah. And then like some part of your brain tells you, oh, it came
So,
back last time it
so,
hit this area.
so here's the
know.
thing, and you're almost on with that thinking. Uncle Stacy, if you're not out of that short yet, I
already got out. It stopped me out. I think I had like I was 5 points in or 4 points in profit or something like that.
oh,
Wait,
okay.
61. No, I was in 51. I got out at 49.75 or 47.75. So I
Get
got
out
4
of
points out of it.
Get out of the short. I was ready to get in right here at 52. Should we not be in short?
Oh, we got out of the short at 42.5.
I mean,
Remember?
Yeah, I should have moved my stop up and it would have popped me out way earlier, but I moved it up a little
But
bit.
see, let's go back to what Jared was saying just for a second, because that's kind of a mind trap. You're like, it feels like 9 times out of 10. It's definitely not. And I know you scroll back on the chart and now it's like, here it is, but it's like there's people that are doing that, and if it was that easy, then they would trade it. You know what I mean? Like, so they would make an algorithm for it because it's not based off anything except for breaking a low and then coming back above, and then it's just, it would be algorithmable. But if, like, this is why you need to document, because if you can match up those feelings that you're getting, like, oh, I don't cover right when I get back to break even and then it shits the bed, look at the market. What is the market doing? Is value going lower? Are we one time framing lower? Like, try to figure out a way to show yourself that you're averaging in on a loser, and your brain will just be like, oh shit, I'm averaging in on a loser, and you'll just shut it down. You're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna call it right here, and this was just a bad trade. I obviously, stop praying and hoping, because if you start averaging in, like, I mean, if you're in like 10 fucking lots and your account's not 100 grand, you're just fucking, you know
yeah.
you're just fucking begging for it.
Well, is there okay, I got one for you, but what is the reason you think we bounced off that 37.50?
Everybody took profit below yesterday's low and responsive buying below yesterday's low. So, like,
But why there? Why not go down to 34? Why not actually try to get down to the 29? Like why? Because I don't know. I'm just wondering why. Because let's say I was in a short, I'd be like, okay, we broke that. I would be looking to target the 29. They had him on the ropes. They could have easily. Why not just go wait a little further? You know what I mean?
well, so for me, this is a repair of structure. So we had a weak low, or a poor low, and a VPOC, because it didn't quite get down to that virgin point of control. Well, this gets below it. It also gets below Friday's low, which is where responsive buyers are always at. It below the previous day's low. So responsive buying. And this responsive buying could be, and especially now that we're back in initial balance, it looks like maybe there's actual real buyers in here, but could be shorts that were short with us covering as well. So they're short from up here. My short started at 54.75, added on 48.75, added on 47.25, added on 51.75 when it popped back up. and then closed everything at 43.50. A little bit before that low, but so those, I assume that that's probably what people are doing the same thing. And so now we go back to the same idea that there was an opportunity to be a buyer down there. And if I wasn't in the long or the short already, I probably would have been for the long, because I'd liked that area, because these areas are now repaired.
Mm-hmm.
And so now what we pay attention to, and it's kind of set up perfectly, because we look at this value area high, it's right off this point of control, it's right at the open, it's right where the Globex POC is at. So if the market's able to pop up above here, that could give us a nice launch pad, and we could definitely head up, because it'd be a rejection of this day's value, acceptance up into this upper distribution, because we kind of have this kind of two distribution look here, right? Where we've got, 4 or 5 TPOs down here and only 2 up here. We've got, I mean, that's pretty much it for the long side right there.
Yeah, I was just
That's
wondering
the argument
because,
for the long side.
well, so what you're saying is basically like shorts were just happy that it broke. They're like, this is as good a point as they need to get out, and they just bugged.
Well, that was their target. Yeah, they hit their target.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And so they hit their target just because there. But I'm saying I would have thought, anytime you break out, a lot of people hold through because they're looking for the next target, right?
It just depends on what kind of day it is. And we haven't really had like a trending day at all. We're really
True.
just kind of like, I mean, we're a little bit off that high, but we have overlapping to lower value. So, value is overlapping. If we were trending, we'd probably get lower value. And really, I mean, it's just kind of like, I feel like right now they're just looking for acceptance below Friday's value. And so I'm kind of staying out of this area here down to the 48 now that I'm out of my trade. And if we get accepted down here, then I'll try to get in and I'll target, just down here somewhere, and then try to leave a runner if there's an opportunity. But above this area, I'm kind of out of a trade until we get back up above the 50. And this is kind of that diddle in the middle area for me. I just don't want to even all this really too. I don't really want to mess around with any of this. But I mean, the short side was definitely the right side there, just because of how
Yeah,
the
it
market was
was.
leaning. And now we kind of get, we're one time framing lower, but if F period takes us E high, we kind of get that reset of inventory, and it's more of a rotational look is back on the table.
I'm so fucking glad I got out of my lump, because I was with you. I thought, the short side was the play there. So I was just like, please let me out.
You held on.
I held true.
Yeah, that's right, TJ. So we had that look below, kind of like this value here, and now there's excess. That's why there is kind of a bullish situation kind of setting up here. So it makes you real cautious of shorts. You'd want to, like for me, I'd want to get a little bit lower and kind of more push those edges out, or get up higher and get that opportunity to fail again. That was a nice entry earlier. Kind of set up exactly how we had our little drawing done. You can see like there's been resistance here pretty much all morning. That's right on Friday's value area low.
Wonder if we're gonna get above the VWAP here.
Yeah.
Is VWAP that 55 on your chart?
Yep.
Yeah. 55.25. I mean, with a rejection like that, like a big wick down at the bottom, then opening up, start going straight up. I mean, you gotta assume they're trying to want to go target the high,
Well, they definitely want to target value. So they're trying to get back inside value. That's why I say like I want to wait until we get accepted really below Globex's low. That's where it's really weak at. But I mean, we just haven't seen any buyers really step up so far. We just keep liquidating. Because we still kind of have a B-shaped profile, but now we've got excess again. It kind of looks like what C looked like. That excess on the low. I don't really become a buyer of, I mean, I really don't become like a believer of more upside until we get above this settle, but I don't become a buyer until we get above the open, to be honest. And still then I want to see some more evidence.
Yeah, and that's such a tough spot too, because it's one of those things where it's like, if it's just below the open, do you enter a short, or to maximize your potential, your potential gain, or
Isn't
do
that
you
the diddle?
wait?
Isn't that a diddle in the middle kind of question?
That is exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like you could try to maximize risk or reward, but then you're maximizing your risk as well.
Right. Yeah, man, the one did a good one today for short entries. That makes sense. Got excess here on a bigger picture. Or just kind of balancing. Better reaction would have been continuation though, not more liquidation. Now you get a weak F high. If we get over 56, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely opportunity here. You're seeing the breath cool down quite a bit here. The NASDAQ is just lagging behind. That's all it is. If the NASDAQ can get above this, then maybe we, if we yeah, that's all waiting for is the open. But I need to see the open get taken with like some strength in the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ looks like absolute shit.
Buyers look like they kind of disappeared right there.
Like I'd almost be willing to miss a long from here to wait to see how the market acts up here. I don't know. This doesn't look strong at all. But it is 12:15. It's about that time for lunch. We've been staring at the screen for like 3 hours now, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so like 2.5 hours. You know, take a break. Sometimes that's exactly what you need to come back fresh. Get some get some food, do what you needed to do, spin around in the chair, and yeah. But other than that, I will you know, tomorrow we don't have anything. Wednesday's the big day this week. Really, that's when the Fed minutes are, so that's when really we're gonna have to be paying close attention. It leads right into a holiday, which may make some holiday trading opportunity. I don't know if you guys remember last year on Thanksgiving, but last year after Thanksgiving there was a huge run up. I only remember because I wasn't trading and I was just watching it on my phone. I was just pissed. Now I can trade on my phone, so but yeah, other than that, like I said, I think the market looks weak. It's been kind of breaking down slowly so far. We have this double distribution look still, right? You've got just intraday, right? 2 TPOs up here, 5 TPOs down here. So if the market is going to break up, it's going to need to get up here and establish above, like TJ was saying, that 56 or above the open, and really be convincing to get up here to this last level. B high is kind of mechanical, getting sold right off yesterday's half back, and then we've got this mechanical EF high here too. So you got to be kind of careful if you're putting in these mechanical highs. That's showing weakness in buying here, and not really the best look. Yeah, other than that, make sure that you guys are managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I will catch you guys later.
Thanks, Fred.
Later, man.
See you later.